Right, it's time to do some work on the MR2, and in this video I'm going to be welding some exhaust pipes. Let's go!
That's a good one!
So the time has come to finally finish this up and assemble it so it's all ready for Gymkhana, for Formula G on 9th of March. So what I have to do with this? Exhaust. The aftermarket downpipe that came with the car had a flexi. The flexi is all gone. We need to replace it. So I have a replacement flexi pipe. By taking this whole thing off, I realized that this flange is different. It's aftermarket. So the gasket that I bought is no longer useful. And it's warped. It's actually warped quite a bit. So you can tell that there's been quite a few heat cycles. So what I'm thinking of doing is obviously replace the flexi, and then I'm just gonna weld that flange onto the flange on the manifold itself, just so I'm not mucking around with any gasket materials or anything like that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna introduce a simple slip joint right in there, so it slots onto the sort of this aftermarket CAD thingy bob. And to do all of this, of course, I could use my trusty RTAG TIG welder, but look at this, look how dirty this is, and we want quick results, and for that, ta-da! Christmas came early. Well, what is this, Rusky, you're probably asking? Well, this is a box of Christmas came early, as I call it. This is ARTLIST Mig181, their new fully digital dial and everything, latest version of their Mig on the market. They've been selling like crazy. They've been out of stock for a month because they sold out. This is like a third shipment from whatever they're shipping them from. So yeah, ARTLIST were very kind to provide me with this welder. They are, of course, the sponsor of this channel, of my builds. Thank you very much, ARTLIST. I've been using their products for quite a few years. I had this stick for I think 3-4 years, and even before that I was buying all the consumables from there. The best part about ARTLIST, the customer service. Honestly, the best in the industry. You call them and everything is sorted right there and then. No mucking around, no promises, none of this like, oh, out of warranty, all this. They sort it out for you. So that's why people love ARTLIST. And obviously their machines are top notch. I wouldn't say they are the sort of the high level super professional machines. They are budget friendly. Anyone can afford them. And of course they have sort of top range machines, but all this sort of mid range, like this Mig181 or my TIG170, they are more than affordable. I believe this machine is, I'm not gonna lie, 600. Link will be in the description to the website where you can go and have a look for yourself, all of their price ranges. So we're gonna do a very quick unboxing, take this all out, and then we will be able to test run it on this manifold. And Mig for this is going to be absolutely perfect. And what I'm mostly excited about machine, and I'll tell you about it when I actually take it all out, is because it's all can be fully automated for newbies like myself. I mean, yeah, you literally put thickness of material, what material or something like that, and then boom, it just does it all for you, and you can just go take a cigarette and watch the thing work. Probably not like that. And also we have 2 spools of different wire, 0.8, 0.6. So again, ARTLIST, thank you very much. Full package. I am all ready to go, and it will look absolutely the part on this trolley. Ba-bam! Picked by, signed, checked, everything. You see, this is what I was talking about. You buy any other welder, it will never come with this proper checklist. They checked it. They know exactly what's in the box, what you're getting. So you cannot... And the box is super thick cardboard. I mean, look at this. And top tip for you guys, keep this box, because obviously all of their machines under 5 years warranty. And if you have any problems, it's super easy to send it in the same box. So don't throw it away. The box is super sturdy. I usually just keep one in the loft. I have one for the TIG, and I actually had to send mine for warranty repair. The fan went bust last year or something like that, and I don't know if I told you this, literally it was 1 week before the warranty would run out. So yeah, I had it for 5 years now, 6 now. So the warranty would run out, and there was no bother. There was no like, oh, your warranty is almost out. They literally sent me a loaner machine the next day delivery by DHL. It was here with me because I had to finish the job, and I put the old TIG into the box that I kept, and the same driver picked it up, and a week later I got my machine all fixed up. Ba-bam! So here we are, Mig181. As you can see, digital screen. You have 2 dials, couple of buttons, and then you have your usual spool gun. That's actually, you can weld aluminium with this thing. You basically get a spool gun, then you have your little aluminium thing. So you can weld aluminium with the MIG welder, and this one can do that. And I will be trying to get the spool gun because I really want to try it, because I think that's a game changer. A lot of people want to weld aluminium, but they are not really comfortable with TIG welding. TIG welding does take a bit of time to sort of not master, but even learn. But with the MIG, anyone can sort of just point the gun, and I'm actually quite curious to see how it would work. You're positive, you're negative, and obviously positive would be only for the arc welding, for the stick welding, and this is where your gun gets attached and screwed on. This is pretty much standard fitment. And on the back, you can see this is your earth. Not strictly necessary, but is advisable if machine is sort of permanently fixed onto your bench or something like that. Then you basically just earth the whole package to whatever. You have your gas inlet, on off switch, and obviously your fan, and you have some information on the back. And as I said before, it comes unterminated, so it's a really heavy duty wire, 2.5 mil squared, whatever. It's really heavy duty. And then you have to put your own plug. This machine is a single phase, so it will run all day long from your normal outlet, but I do suggest get a really proper plug. I need to check the boxes. I'm not 100% sure if it's included, but I actually use a 16 amp, one of those blue plugs, like one of these, and I actually use an adapter if I need to use it on a normal thing, and very useful. So what's inside here? We have an operations manual, really comprehensive, with pictures, just like you need. Big pictures, so you actually know exactly how to connect and work this thing. Oh yeah, boom, new pair of gloves. I absolutely love that. That's a present, so it's not gonna come with your machine. I would not think so. Just ask them very nicely. A regulator, that's fantastic. I actually have a regulator on mine, so this will be spare. And this is the plug that is actually included. So this is a 13 amp heavy duty plug, so you can just use that if you will. And this is the business end, fairly standard Mig181. You can get them as a flexi head. All the consumables are interchangeable with everything else. And you have your earth lid, and it has earth clamp, but I tend to replace them straight away for this fully brass version. Much stronger spring, and I just find them a little bit more sort of robust. So I have that, so I will replace that right away. All right, a really cool feature I've just noticed. You see where the door opens? You see where the dials are, right? On my trolley, the opening is on this side, and on the old welder, this latch for the spool was on the other side. So if I had to change it or I had to do something, I had to physically pull the machine out of the trolley. This one will actually stay in the trolley for foreseeable future without being ever removed. There is no need. So it's all fairly standard on pretty much all the machines. The cool thing is, I'm not sure, I can't really comment because I haven't had that many MIG welders, only had one, but you can natively run two choices of wire, 0.6 or 0.8 of a mil. I prefer 0.6 because it's a little bit more precise. Obviously the wire is thinner, so it's better for thinner metal. Again, somebody professional will probably correct me and say there is probably a different reason, but I prefer to use 0.6, but I have used 0.8. 0.8 is really good for fast, really thick sort of welds. So it has like a ring, that the guiding ring wire, and it has 0.6 on one side, 0.8 on another side, and you can see there's different grooves. So what you have to do if you wanna straight away do different wire, you turn it around, it slots right in. So now we can run 0.6, and then we screw this thing back on just to secure it, finger tight, and then you have this kind of this latchy mechanism, and you adjust to the pretension. In all honesty, I could never figure out the correct pretension, so I usually just leave it somewhere in between, and never really had many problems with jumps or anything. And this is your spool gun, and it's really easy. We just take this out of the package. You find one of the things, and then we put it on the spool. This is how you go, and that's actually another feature that I didn't have on my previous welder. The previous one was literally, this would just slot onto the spool and just sit there sort of randomly. This one, as you can see, it has different grooves. So once it's tight, it's really secure on top. Somebody would say, oh, say really one more time. Really secure. See, there's absolutely no slop. So now this can do its thing. It's easy. You generally cut this bit off and you feed it through this little rubbery guide tube like that. As soon as they come out on the other side, you put it inside the groove and into the brass nozzle, so it can come out the other side. Close this thing, put the tension on, and we can adjust tension. Make sure the wire is inside the groove. That's it. So now let's put this thing into the trolley. If you're swapping the wire, obviously the torch comes with 0.8 nozzle. Don't forget to swap the nozzle as well, because otherwise it's not gonna work as well as it would. They're copper nozzles, and they're considered to be a consumable item. It came with a little bag of this, so don't be afraid to swap them if you need to swap them. And then this thing simply slots back on. For some reason I have this torch, so I'm not 100% sure what these are for. Look at this. Maybe somebody can actually tell me. I can only assume those are some new fancy things. So for example, you put this on. I can only assume that this is done, so when you're welding on something, as you can see, it will give you the correct distance, so you cannot go closer or further out. You know what? I'm actually quite curious. I'm gonna have a look at the manual. Artec literally implemented no nonsense approach to manuals. For some reason I thought it would be, you know, one of those 20 pages of a lot of nonsense that you already know. But no, it's all super relevant, and it's super easy for beginners to understand. It's basically just how to connect things, where everything connects, everything is in there. And then you have your front panel. It explains each button functionality, and then basically just tells you that For easy setup MIG, you go into the easy setup, you set your wire diameter, 0.6 in my case, and work thickness, and then that's it, you go. If you want to adjust and tweak it, you can manually tweak by using the knobs, the voltage and the wire speed. Same goes for the 0.8 wire. You can have fast setup or fully manual. You have MIG easy mode gasless wire, so if you don't have any gas, you get a special wire which is a flux core, and then you weld it. I'm not going to use that, most likely. I don't even have that wire, but I have gas, so we're gonna skip that. And then you have MIG manual mode. Again, super easy. You have 2T or 4T control. 2T basically means press, weld, release, done, don't weld. And 4T, it's latching. You press it, it welds. Press it again, it stops welding. Easy. And then you have burn back control, what my old machine did not have. Basically what it does, you set it between 0 or 2 seconds, and it continues with the voltage, with the power after you stop welding, and it controls your sticking of the wire, whatever. Just basically makes your welds a lot neater. And it even says what is the most advised sort of speed, 0.3 of burn back. That's it, spool gun, and that is it for the manual. Super easy to read, super easy. I mean, I read the whole thing. And then you have MMA stick. I'm not going to use that again. Really, just 2 pages of that, and then a few sort of advisory precautions in many different languages. Artec, well done. You've done it really, really well. It took me like less than 5 minutes to go through the whole thing. Everything is big, pictures are big, so that's a big bonus. Let's fire this thing up and put some test welds. I really want to test it on some scrap pieces of metal first. So the machine is on. You have easy setup button. Let's try it with easy. So we press it once and it takes us straight to the thing. So we have wire diameter 0.6, and then with this right one we change the thickness of the metal. So I have a couple of scraps here. I believe this is 115. 1.8, 1.8. We have 1.8. I quickly cleaned it up, and we have 1 millimeter. So let's do 1.8. So we'll set it to 2 millimeters, and it automatically adjusts the speed 11.7 meters per minute and volts 18.6. Let's try it. So straight out of the box, whatever we set at. I mean, it's probably giving me a little bit too much wire, because I set it to 2 mil and this is 1.8. So what we can do, we can probably adjust it ever so slightly. So this is our 1 mil thickness. As you can see, did not burn through. I obviously didn't pay attention to warpage or anything like that. This is the standard setup from the machine, the auto quick setting, and this one has been adjusted for a bit more voltage and a bit more feed. You can see it gives a little bit more metal, and this is for 2 mil. Again, warpage obviously because I didn't pay attention, but it's brilliant. This one in particular, look at that, look how clean this is. Unbelievable, literally just straight out of the machine. So anyone can do it. You just set it there and then you just weld, just and follow the line. So I am extremely happy with this. I mean, yes, thank you Artec. We can do a lot with this thing. So now the main topic of this video, the welding manifold thing. So we have this. Let's get into cutting and fabricating. That's it. Not the prettiest of welds because I'm actually not that good and I am really rushing it. But at in fact, this is how it's gonna slot. So this thing is fixed in effect with a simple bracket here, just so if I need to take this off, I don't need to take this off. And then the manifold with 2 crushed rings, and we're just gonna fit it on here and see how it looks. Ta-da! Here we are. Super quick couple of welds. Extremely happy how it worked out. Now I have a full chabam. Look at that trolley of Artec welders. So again, Artec, thank you very much for sending me that MIG. I will definitely play around with it a little bit more, report back to you guys with my findings. But the initial findings, this easy setup is just so easy. I remember when I first time got my first MIG, you know, finding this sort of sweet spot. But with this machine, you can immediately hear, you know, this sort of sizzling bacon, they say it, if you are doing MIG and if you Googled it. Basically, it has to sound like a really good bacon on a stove. This one, out of the box, sounds like that, and it sounds so much better than I could ever get my previous one. So yeah, extremely happy. Looks the part. Look at that, all blue. So guys, I'm gonna leave this video here. This was just about this exhaust. I'm doing a bunch of other things on there, but like it, subscribe, tell your granddad, and yeah, if you need an Artec welder, you know where to find them. Artec, Instagram, link in the description. These things will be out of stock again, I can guarantee you that, so pre-order one now. And my trusty MIG, TIG MIG. Anyways, catch you later. Bye bye.